The recent debacle at the Oscar Awards is definitely nothing to write home about regarding one of the most powerful actors in the history of Hollywood, and in the world at large. It was a scene that left everyone who saw the show rather confused, and uncertain of how best to react. But have you ever wondered how the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air went from humble beginnings to becoming one of the biggest blockbuster movie stars in Hollywood history, or how he has continued to be a force in the world of entertainment and maintained dominance on the global stage for nearly 3 decades? Well, this is truly an interesting story. It's a story with a clear footprint of how this great actor became the person we've all come to know and love, as well as the person he has recently morphed into. You'll be intrigued. Let's dive in. Welcome to the Celebrity Channel, where we bring you mind-blowing videos about your favorite celebrities, from movie stars to global artists, fashion icons, sporting icons and more. If you're an avid fan of celebrity culture, you will want to stick around. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, like this video, leave a comment and smash that notification bell to get notifications of when we post more interesting celebrity videos like this one. Now, let's get to it. The celebrity in focus for today's video is none other than the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith. Many may be familiar with the success of this great and inspiring actor, but what did it take for Will to become the man that he is today? Born to Caroline and Willard Smith on September 25, 1968 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the young Will grew up in a very disciplined household that valued hard work and the pursuit of excellence. His mother Caroline was a school board administrator, and his father Will Sr. was an Air Force veteran and refrigeration engineer. Will and his siblings would learn the importance of hard work from an early age as they worked with their father in his business. Will is the oldest son, and one of 4 children. While growing up, Will soon became intrigued by the thriving hip-hop scene in Philly, and by the time he was 17, he had already teamed up with DJ Jazzy Jeff, a music producer and DJ, to form a duo. Will and Jazzy met at a house party in Will's neighborhood and worked together for the first time. Jazzy Jeff's hype man for the party was running late, and he desperately needed someone to fill in. Eager for the opportunity to jump into the spotlight, Will hopped on the mic and hyped up the restless crowd with fun party rhymes while Jazzy Jeff spun the records, and the crowd loved it. The whole atmosphere was so lit up that when the actual hype man eventually showed up, nobody wanted Will to stop rapping. The pair immediately knew that they had a special chemistry. Shortly afterward, Will and Jazzy Jeff decided to make their collaboration official, and went by the rap moniker DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Together, they started producing records and trying hard to build a buzz. The duo eventually signed a single deal with a Philly-based record label named Word Up Records and released their first single, Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble, in 1985. Will was a good student and scored high enough on his SAT exam to get into practically any college or university in the nation. While still in high school, he was accepted into a pre-engineering summer program at MIT, but he declined the offer. Will had already made up his mind about the career path he wanted, and was also already entertaining the thought of not going to college. By the time Will graduated from high school, he was already a rap superstar of sorts. The success of their breakout single caught the attention of Jive Records. The label helped release the debut album for the duo titled Rock the House. The album would achieve modest success, and the duo's biggest success would come the following year. In 1988, the duo released another album titled He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper. The album would feature breakout songs such as Brand New Funk, A Nightmare on My Street, and the widely successful single, Parents Just Don't Understand. The hit single Parents Just Don't Understand peaked at number 12 on the Billboard pop charts, and in 1989, made the Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff the first hip-hop act in history to win a Grammy for Best Rap Performance of the song. The duo would, however, join fellow members of the hip-hop community to boycott the Grammys for not televising the rap category. Writing off of his quick success and a seemingly never-ending stream of income, Will splurged on a luxurious fleet of cars and motorcycles, as well as accessories. Soon he'd realize how quickly the money and success could all be gone in an instant. In October 1989, the duo released their third studio album, and in this corner to underwhelming reviews and sales. To make matters worse, the IRS found that Will owed $2.8 million in back taxes, prompting the government to repossess much of his property and drastically deplete his income. Will, in an interview, would later recall how it felt being a famous Grammy Award-winning artist with millions of records sold but having to ride the bus because he could not afford to buy a car. His good fortunes would return shortly after the short-lived rough patch following a chance meeting at a taping of the Arsenio Hall show later in 1989. At the show, Will met with Benny Medina, who was then the vice president of artist and repertoire at Warner Brothers Records. It was at the show that Medina pitched to Will an upcoming sitcom that he had been developing with legendary music producer Quincy Jones. The show would be loosely based on Medina's real-life experience while growing up as a young African American. Medina was forced by his parents to leave the hood and move in with some well-to-do relatives in the high-end and bougie Los Angeles neighborhood of Bel Air. Only while still a teenager, Will auditioned on the spot for Quincy Jones and the NBC executives, and was immediately offered the role despite never acting before outside of his music videos. The show would now be called The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and would air in primetime on NBC. In September of 1990, the first episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel Air made its television debut, and was an instant success, becoming a smash hit in primetime. Will performed the show's theme music, which was also produced by Quincy Jones. The show instantly put Will on the map as a highly skilled and charismatic actor. Upon experiencing newly found success in the acting space, Will made up his mind to become the biggest movie star in the world. Will jumped back in the studio with DJ Jazzy Jeff, who also had a recurring role in the sitcom. Still fresh from the success of the maiden episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and the duo immediately got to work on their fourth album. Their comeback and fourth studio album, titled Home Base, was released on July 23, 1991. The album rendered the duo their most successful single to date, titled Summertime. The song peaked at number 4 on the pop charts, and would earn the duo their second Grammy Award. Home Base was eventually certified platinum, and brought the hip-hop duo back to mainstream prominence as recording acts. With his career and financial life now back on track, Will decided it was time to forge ahead to attain greater heights in his personal life as well. In 1992, Will married Sherry Zampino, who would give birth to their son Trey in November that year. Will now had his eyes set on success on the big screen, and would debut in a major role in the 1993 drama 6 Degrees of Separation. Although the movie was a failure commercially, it helped solidify Will's status in the industry as a serious actor. That same year, DJ Jazzy Jeff and The Fresh Prince would release their fifth and final studio album, titled Code Red, drawing the curtain on the duo's history-making musical run. In 1993, Will was cast to star with another highly successful sitcom actor, Martin Lawrence, in the action-comedy film titled Bad Boys. The chemistry between Will and Martin was completely mind-blowing that by 1995, the movie would have grossed over $140 million worldwide. In the same year, he and his wife of 3 years, Sherry, would divorce, striking a huge blow to his personal life and somewhat to his blossoming professional career. But despite the personal setback, Will would continue in his mission to become the biggest movie star ever. In May of 1996, The Fresh Prince of Bel Air aired its final episode on NBC, marking an end to the sitcom that put Will on the map as an actor. However, Will had already set himself up as a major force in Hollywood, and in July that year, he was selected as a member of the all-star cast for the movie Independence Day. The movie went on to become a blockbuster, grossing over $817 million at the box office worldwide and becoming the highest-grossing film of 1996. Will's breakout performance in this movie earned him high praise. And in that same year, he would begin filming for Steven Spielberg's produced movie Men in Black. Men in Black saw Will cast alongside legendary actor Tommy Lee Jones, further establishing Will's place as a top actor in the industry. Will recorded the theme song for the movie, which was titled after the film, and was produced by hip-hop supergroup Trackmasters. The theme song for the movie marked Will's first venture as a solo artist, since his final album as The Fresh Prince with DJ Jazzy Jeff. Men in Black would be another blockbuster smash, grossing nearly $600 million, and making it the third most successful movie of 1997. Now, with a string of highly successful movies under his belt, it would seem as though Will has attained his goal of becoming the most successful movie star in the world. Will, being the ever-ambitious person that he is, would go on to show that he still had other goals to accomplish in his personal life and music career. In the same year, Will married actress Jada Pinkett. The pair met at the live taping of the sitcom, A Different World, in which Jada starred, and there was instant chemistry between the two. Despite being married to Sherry, Will realized he was in love with Jada all the while. He had met Jada way earlier than Sherry, and had first planned to ask her out on a date before settling for Sherry. After his divorce from Sherry was final, Will asked Jada to be his girlfriend, and later asked her to marry him. The pair finally tied the knot on December 31, 1997. The pair went on to have 2 kids, Jaden and Willow. With his love life now back in order, and his movie career still on the rise, Will now yearned to achieve success as a solo artist. He dropped the name Fresh Prince and dropped his debut solo album titled Big Willie Style. The album featured the hit single Men in Black and a heartfelt ode to his firstborn son, Trey, titled Just the Two of Us. The standout single from the album was, however, the Trackmasters produced single titled Getting Jiggy With It. The song became a huge crossover hit, reaching number 1 on the pop chart, and the first number 1 record in Will Smith's ever-expanding career. The track would go on to land Will his first Grammy as a solo artist in 1998. Big Willie Style would eventually be certified 9 times platinum, making it one of the biggest hip-hop selling albums of the decade. Will became a certified superstar with all of these concurrent successes. In 1998, Will starred alongside Gene Hackman in the movie Enemy of the State. Enemy of the State was a critical and commercial success, further solidifying Will's status as the heir apparent to King of Hollywood, but Will made a couple of mistakes in his newfound superstardom, with the first being his turning down the opportunity to star as the lead character, Neo, in the sci-fi action movie, The Matrix. The role was subsequently given to Keanu Reeves. Will placed his bet on the big-budget Western action comedy titled Wild Wild West, which ended up being a catastrophic failure after its release in 1999. Fortunately for Will, his performance of the movie's title soundtrack was much more well-received, and climbed to the number 1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100. This feat helped set up Will for his next solo release. In November 1999, Will released his sophomore solo album titled Millennium, which was a huge commercial success as well, reaching number 5 on the pop charts and going on to sell 2 million units. After the success of his second album, Will desired to show his range as an actor and stepped away from the action-packed films he was becoming accustomed to. In 2001, Will would portray iconic heavyweight champion, Muhammad Ali, in the movie titled Ali. The movie was nowhere near his earlier commercial successes. It would, however, win him praise from critics for his outstanding performance. Will jumped right back to box office domination in 2002 with the release of Men in Black 2, which grossed $441 million worldwide. The following year, he returned with another sequel, Bad Boys 2. He starred in several other movies since the Bad Boys sequel, with one of his biggest career movies coming in 2008 when Will starred in the superhero movie Hancock, which grossed $624 million worldwide. Will's success subsequently extended beyond the big screen and pop charts, with his children following in his footsteps into the spotlight. In 2006, Jaden Smith co-starred alongside his father in the movie Pursuit of Happiness. In 2010, Willow Smith released a hit single Whip My Hair, which reached the top 20 on the pop charts and sold 1.2 million digital copies. In 2009, Will and Jada would have the honor of interviewing President Barack Obama after he received the Nobel Peace Prize. Will has always been willing to evolve with the times and quickly recognized the power of social media as the platform to connect directly with a wider audience. Will has become increasingly active on social media, posting entertaining and inspirational videos. He has since launched his own official YouTube channel, with his videos already amassing nearly 200 million views. In 2013, Will and Jaden Smith co-starred in another movie titled Afterlife. In 2015, Smith portrayed Nigerian-American physician Bennett Omalu in the biopic Concussion, for which he earned a nomination for a Golden Globe Award. The following year, he appeared in the action film Suicide Squad, which grossed over $745 million worldwide. At the end of the year, Will starred in the drama Collateral Beauty, in which the character succumbs to a deep depression after a personal tragedy. After this, Will's father was diagnosed with cancer, eventually losing his battle. In the movie Collateral Beauty, Will needed to learn about the afterlife and religion, and he calls this experience a beautiful way to prepare for a movie, and an even more majestic way to say goodbye to his father. In 2017, Will starred in the Netflix original film titled Bright, which had the biggest budget in the history of Netflix films. Musically, Will also continues to be a force despite being in his 50s. In 2018, Will performed the official theme song for the FIFA World Cup in Moscow. Proving that he still had what it takes to be a performer on the global stage, in 2019, Will portrayed the genie in the live-action adaptation of Disney's Aladdin. Aladdin grossed over $1 billion worldwide, becoming Will's highest-grossing film and surpassing Independence Day. In 2020, Will starred in Bad Boys for Life, which grossed almost $200 million in the United States alone. Will also announced that he would start in the film Emancipation directed by Antoine Fuqua. In the same year, Will and Jada's marriage would go through a heart-wrenching crisis after the revelation that Jada was in a relationship with rapper August Alsina, whom she met through her son Jaden in 2015 at the Wireless Festival in London, where she had gone to support her kids who were performing. Although at the time, Jada and Will were separated and rumored to soon be filing for divorce. Photos of Alsina and Jada depicting flirtatious body language quickly spread on the internet. According to Jada, she became close to Alsina in his battle with genetic liver disease. However, after some time of building an emotional connection, the pair formed a romantic bond as well. Will and Jada are now back together as the power couple they've always been, and have put the ugly incident behind them. Since becoming more active on social media platforms, Will has been tireless in being an inspiration to his vast audience and the world at large. However, the recent Oscar Awards was without a drama, and Will was very much at the very center of it all. Going off script, Chris Rock made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith during the show that didn't sit well with the actress or her husband Will Smith. "Jada, I love you, G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it, alright?" Rock joked during the awards show on Sunday, March 27, adding, "That was a nice one." Jada, for her part, was seen rolling her eyes on screen before Will walked up to the stage and slapped Rock. The incident, which originally appeared scripted, caused ABC to mute the live segment. The King Richard star returned to his seat before saying, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth." In response, Rock attempted to laugh the situation off before promising not to mention Jada. The Philadelphia-born actor went on to win Best Actor for his role in King Richard, his very first Oscar. Will kissed Jada before delivering an emotional speech about family. To wrap up his acceptance speech, he said, "I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees. Thank you for this moment, and thank you on behalf of Richard and the entire Williams family. Thank you. I hope the Academy invites me back. After more than 30 years in the business, Will continues to push the boundaries." With other top projects still being in the works, there's no doubt that Will's reign at the top would continue. Will Smith is truly a global brand, morphing from a rapper into an actor, and now into a Hollywood powerhouse. Altogether, his films have grossed nearly $9 billion internationally. As an artist, Will has sold over 20 million records in his career, but his biggest success, however, may be that he has remained a family man and has used his platform to inspire change globally, solidifying his spot yet again as one of the biggest figures in entertainment history. With the world's attention now on the ongoing invasion of Ukraine by Russia, one cannot but admire and adore the bravery and zeal of the young Ukrainian president, Volodymyr Zelensky. Now, to think that he was still an actor and comedian only a few years ago with no prior political experience, to now being at the forefront of protecting his people against attacks by Russia is truly inspiring. Would you like us to share the story of how Zelensky became a hero of global acclaim? Let us know in the comments, and do remember to like this video and smash that subscribe button. Who knows, maybe Will Smith could someday follow in the steps of Zelensky to become a political leader of global acclaim. Well, it's not entirely impossible. Stranger things have been known to happen in the world.